go. Welcome to our Power Thinking, Rejuvenate Amazing Mind Training for it's September 17th, 2020. We're going to be moving quickly through the rest of the year. I'm so proud of you and happy that each and every day carve out just 30 minutes, and some of you 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. so that we can continue to build our skills. And I want to thank those who have just joined us. Ed Samuel just joined us yesterday on the app as well. So you experimented and tried the app, and you stayed with the app with your old membership, and hopefully you're sharing with other folks. I'm doing it as an example and testing it, and I'm up to now making because I have like 6 people who have joined in. So I'm now, because I paid a $19.95 membership, it is free now because I've generated about $23 a month in revenue. But more about that at another time. So we are really happy that you're with us. We are focusing this morning, Sandy Green, we're focusing this morning on skill number 4, which is challenging beliefs. And this is one of our actions. I am so proud for the first time as we are continually pushing the technology. I'm joined here 3, 4, 5 Power Thinking members. Last week we were up to 3. And so really, Farrell and Dove, to have Layla Llewellyn, have Olu, to have we really appreciate they've joined us to join in on this discussion. The video we shared with you was a 5-minute video. It was Dr. Joe Dispenza, and the video is how to literally clean out your mind. So we're talking about challenging deep-rooted beliefs that are not serving us well, and to focus on this was that there's been I tell you, on social media, you've been overwhelmed by an happened last Wednesday when was shot and killed, who had a big following. And what's interesting about it is there are a number of folks who were really big fans, and there are others that may not have ever heard of the person. And I believe a lot of that is because the echo chamber, where you're only seeing things that they believe, the algorithms believe you may be interested in based on perhaps likes and so forth, actions they may make. And you may not get exposed to the other side. So the beliefs that you have are just constantly reinforced and reinforced. But then outside of that, we have our own set of beliefs about who we are, what we're capable of doing, what we're not capable of doing, and how do we challenge those. Say hello to a couple of people, and I'm going to do this. Go into our Q&A mode for the folks who are with us session has on our platform. That's *6 at any time. Love to get your thoughts about our focus for today, which is Power Thinking Resilience skill number 4, challenging belief. You know that there are 7 skills that as we practice these skills, we will improve of bouncing back from any adversity when adversity. And right now, there is an adversity in the United States of America because we're deeply divided, around politics and religions. And we're only here mentioning to the few people who are in the room with us that from high school, and just heard about it yesterday. not here for very long when you think about how long the world has been in existence. And in life, we have in common in ways to, on the 10% that could potentially divide us. So how can we challenge belief to make ourselves better, to help us to achieve in our mind, very difficult to do. And when you watch the video and talks about, the things that we've done for many years the same way, and yet in our conscious mind we have being different and doing better. How can we challenge those long-held beliefs so I'd love to get thoughts. I'm with the folks in the room, and from Sherry Query, Kenya, thanks for joining us, Sherry, and all the work that you've done with us over a couple of years when we had our LinkedIn audio. Leslie Flowers, of course, joining us from, I'm proud to be a sponsor of the Leslie Flowers Mind Over Matter Monday. She has our PowerThinking logo up in the corner, talks about the app. And so, Leslie, we thank you for that, and is with us there on the phone lines. So we're going to go to phone lines, and then we're going to go to our audience here on the platform. And anyone, feel free to comment on LinkedIn if you'd like. If you're not going to comment on the phone line, put your comments up. Let's go first to the phone lines and hit what you thought about this video. It's 5 of them. It kind of hit the limit of my videos, but I thought there was a lot of good stuff in there. Because I thought it was consistent with some of the things that I've heard her talk about when it comes to Think and Grow Rich, and when it comes to visualization and actually seeing yourself and feeling yourself being in a position where you say you'd like to be, to challenge a belief so that you can change, what you're experiencing today and to where you want to be. So, love to get your thoughts. Let's start first with Leslie Flowers. Thanks for joining us. Mention where you're joining us from and your thoughts on challenging beliefs in the video that we shared. Welcome.
Thank you, Stanley, and hello, everyone, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for allowing me to share. I did watch the video twice, and it's filled with gems. There's a couple with pretty much everything that's said here, except that I found it a little confusing, and this is what I teach, because I saw no distinction from it, which was phenomenal, is that what he's doing is he's merging together mind. So our mind does control our body. So there's just a few different words. As I was looking at the graph that you create, where it says beliefs and thoughts and feelings and behavior. As I'm listening to the video, what I'm really seeing, and it could be that it could be either. Maybe it's and it just continues based on, as I was saying, it isn't like we start and finish, that it's constantly a circle. So I want to use for almost 20 years that was written by Val Vanderwall, which is, and like this, writing causes thinking. Thinking is certain emotions. Emotion cause action, and action Now, I didn't see the bottom part, but the idea is that first it's what something to consider based on what, like I said, it could be circular, but it's what you're thinking about the most, positive or negative feelings, feeling good or not feeling so good. These are great examples. And based on the behaviors are based on how we're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So the behavior is positive, great, and then it's negative. Mm-hmm. From that vision, we build belief.
Okay.
So, but I really, the more I look at this, Stan, and really everybody on stage, that there's a real distinction between mind and brain that I needed a place to simplify it. And that's why, and I see it with the green really now on either end. Start with a certain belief, then you're going to repeat, going to feel lousier, then you're going to certain behaviors, and then that's what you believe. The truth is match what we believe.
There it is.
Thank you for letting me share and both places today. Good to see everybody on stage, and thank you.
Appreciate it, Leslie. And we have a number of folks on stage. Anyone else in the room there, feel free to 6 on your. I want to welcome Zara, who's here from Pakistan, and thank you, and Sherry, of course, Aquari from Nairobi, Kenya, Olu's and on the stage here from Nigeria. Ashif is from Toronto, Canada. Carla, let's go to you first. Your thoughts about challenging beliefs and what was shared in the video, and what do you do and what have you done to challenge your own deep-rooted beliefs? Welcome.
Thank you, Stanley. So,
yeah, go ahead.
Yes, that's challenging belief. You have to go through it. I'm not sure why my camera's not working, but one of the things. So I'm Carla Hill live in Philadelphia. I'm in Los Angeles visiting my youngest son at USC, and the challenging beliefs is, part of it is coming to Power Thinking every week, right? Because it's almost a deprogramming that has to take place, and it's on a daily basis. We come to Power Thinking weekly, but having the app and being reminded and having those things jolt you. But for me, a daily practice has also been quiet time. I don't do it every day. My goal is to do it every day, but it's a great way to process your own internal thoughts as well. You've also taught us, I'm pretty good with in the morning, you share with us to say what you're grateful for. And I've even incorporated your the 3 things that you talk about, which are grateful for waking up this morning, grateful for family and friends, and grateful for the opportunity to help at least one person today as well. Now, what I need to work on also are 3 good things. I tend to write them down during the day, not recite them at night. So I think at the end of the day
Carla,
that we are.
Can you mute yourself on the phone, Carla?
Oh, I'm not on the phone.
Oh, wow.
Somebody else is giving that feedback.
Yeah, someone else, everyone on stage.
The opportunity to help at least one person.
Interesting. I know what that is.
Yeah, that is.
That was my fault.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Go right ahead.
So, just to wrap up, it's compiling a list of daily habits that I actually implement on a daily basis to really move towards replacing. It's the deprogramming. So I replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. And I think it also makes a difference of what you do on a daily basis and who surrounds you, right? Of the people that are believing in you and also supporting those people for me. So those are the things, just working on completing those daily habits. Because I really believe you don't have to convince me that my beliefs turn into my actions. It's the things in the middle of what am I going to do. There's not an absence of content or information. It's an absence of execution and implementation. So showing up to spaces like this and being around the right people, that really helps me to implement to get to the outcomes that I'm looking for. So thanks for allowing me to share, Stan.
Oh, and hey, congrats to Bobby's out doing his grad work at USC. That's fantastic. Let's keep and let's go to, I don't know what happened to. I think we may have lost. And if you're out there, if you can come on back on stage, hopefully you get back in. Let's go to Layla Llewellyn next. Layla, thank you for joining. Mention where you're joining us from and your thoughts, challenging beliefs, and perhaps what you do on beliefs that are not serving you well. Go right ahead, Layla. You can, and looks like we're going to get Farrell and Dove back. Maybe having a little difficulty with Layla. Next, George Clark. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Mention where you're joining us from and your thoughts about challenging beliefs.
Yeah. Good morning, Power Thinking family. And again, I'm George Clark, and I'm from Philadelphia. But my thoughts about the video and also the email that you sent out, Stan, basically addressing challenging beliefs. I first heard the words that on the video that says, when we wake up, muscle memory. Then I heard negative. And as soon as I heard the word negative, my intuition just went right straight to optimism, right? And, in terms of being optimistic, because I think that we have to turn those negative beliefs into positive beliefs with regards to how we consume information. And so for me, two of the most powerful words that I love to speak is I am. And when I say I am, what I'm basically saying to myself, is that I am the one who can make a difference. Or when I think about it in terms of challenge of beliefs, someone's opinion doesn't necessarily have to be my reality. So when I wake up in the morning, I think about my time of meditation, to be, like you say, grateful, to be thankful. And so I say to myself, I am the thinker that create the thoughts that create the things. So what is it that you desire to create? I desire to create love. And so I think I am statements for me really help me to be able to appreciate putting my mindset, in the right place, to know that even no matter what I may experience the prior to or whatever that I should hear, I'm always trying to be thoughtful about how do I move from what I know to what I must do in terms of how I look at things. So I think one of the things in the video, it talked about, meditation. And so again, I think this is a way of us being able to appreciate those previously long held beliefs that you can't do something. But more importantly, I think the positive thinking time that we are together, gives me a lot of inspiration to realize that it all starts with me. And so as we begin to, explore, you know, how wonderful and marvelous we are made in terms of our mind, our bodies, and our spirit. But it's the soul of me, is your gut feeling in terms of being able to again move from what you know to what you must do. So I thought, this particular topic was very informative because it's about challenging our beliefs. And I said, and all of us, I'm sure, may have experienced at some point in time in our life where someone says that you can't do something or you're not able to do something for whatever the reasons. But I've learned to appreciate that muscle memory, as one of our mentors, Stan, taught us, in terms of the mechanics of being involved with activities through sports, but it's about muscle memory. You know what I mean? In terms of knowing that you are the one that can make a difference. And so my last thought to the Power Thinking family is simply this affirmation that I always share is that I am the one, you are the one, we are the ones, let's make a difference. So those are my thoughts about the video, Stan. But I think again it was very helpful and very encouraging for me to look at that, and at the same time hear from all of my colleagues and all of those who are part of our Powerful Thinking family. Thank you for letting me share this morning, Stan.
Okay, great, George. Thanks for cutting out. I kind of maximized the picture, and maybe in that process of bringing it up and bringing it back, some of the words were cut. And yeah, you start off with "I am," and you have to think positively about yourself, as you move forward. So appreciate that. And let's move next to we mentioned Layla. We'll go back to Layla. Ellen Dove, Ellen Dove, who's a gratitude coach. Thanks for joining us on stage for the first time, and mention where you're joining us from and your thoughts about challenging beliefs. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Stan. Thank you for having me. I'm calling in from Philadelphia, and I really enjoyed the video. The video reinforced a lot of the concepts that we talk about here on the Power Thinking platform. One of the ideas that came to my mind was Dr. Joe Dispenza said, the best way to predict your future is to create it. The best way to predict your future is to create it. And that made me think about the concept we talk about, which is self efficacy, believing that you can do it. So, honestly, when you manifest something, you accomplish something, you've already accomplished it in your mind, and then you're accomplishing it in the actual physical world. And athletes use that type of visualization all the time. You see these stories about how they visualize winning a race and how they practice and they get those visualizations going on in their minds. Another thing I thought about was the emotion regulation that he talked about. We talk about that a lot. And Joe Dispenza was saying, we're on this, just like what George Clark just said, we're on this negative uh, playing field. And I thought about the word default. You have your default settings. Why don't we change our default settings from negative to positive? And as a gratitude coach, that's something that I like to stress. I like to stress optimism, which is something else we talk about. I like to stress reaching out, which is another concept we talk about. And I like to remember that something that Stan says a lot. We have 50,000 thoughts a day. 80% of them are negative and repetitive. And that's basically what Dr. Joe Dispenza was saying. So that reminded me of a quote from Alice Walker, because sometimes we feel so defeated and like we don't have any power and we can't change and we're so down on ourselves. But Alice Walker's quote says the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. So, how about if we just
Yeah.
change and reframe our minds and claim the power within? And of course, I'm always going to talk about gratitude. I'm grateful for this platform. Thank you so much for allowing me to share today.
Well, thank you, Farrell, and thanks for all you do as a gratitude coach and TikTok, and does a wonderful job. Thanks for being part of this journey as new technologies. We were just doing a couple of things with we would actually bring them up full screen, so book and YouTube are observing that. We're going to go thank, by the way, Tracy Chow for joining us. She does a great show, Voice of Business, doing a great job there. I think I may have mentioned Ashif and on the screen. I won't be reading them all, but I'll bring them up for you to see as they are commenting on LinkedIn. So let's go next to Olu, and then we'll go back to Layla. if Layla's still with us, joining us, mention where you're joining us from, and your thoughts about challenging beliefs.
Yeah, thank you, Stanley. So, I'm joining you guys from Lagos, Nigeria. It's really a pleasure and an honor to to actually have this connection. And I mean that a lot, considering where I'm joining you from. So the thing is, I actually didn't get a link to the video, but I have an idea based on what everyone has been saying, and I really don't have much to say. I'm gonna come from another, perspective, really. And the thing is that, and I think everybody's kind of touched on it. When Ferrelin spoke about default setting, and then Sir George also mentioned about um, when we wake up in the morning, and then we get our day started, and he does that by saying, I am, I have, I'm the one in control. I'm actually the one driving the car, even if passengers are in there saying all kinds of things. You actually decide the action that will be taken. The thing is that I've grappled with mindset for almost all of my life, and the battle is one that um, is experienced or is carried out personally. It's not like a physical thing, like moving a sofa, from one part of the sitting room to another, so you can call someone to come and assist you per se. Even therapists, they have to be certified. And in some cases, I've seen a couple of cases where I read reports, it's almost as if they're fishing. So it's a battle that we have to tackle on our own. It's a very difficult one because we're dealing with things that we cannot see, that we cannot describe to other people. And it affected me for years. Really, the anxiety, and that default state. And the best way I can describe it is, like, I think there's a force in nature naturally, like a garden. If we don't tend a garden, even for a week or 2 weeks, it will become overgrown, with weeds. I just don't understand it. It seems that the natural state of things is to decay, to become dilapidated. If someone is not taking care of it, even the home, beautiful home that we build
Hmm?
and we leave the house maybe for a vacation for a month or so. So it then means that it's important
You're
for
starting to cut
us,
out.
you know yeah, you said? Oh, okay, sorry. It then means that we need to really pay attention and
Yeah,
take
you were
control,
cutting out.
of the thoughts in our minds. Thank you.
Thank you. And we really need to pay attention to our beliefs. Remember, one of the awareness skills, detecting icebergs and be able to drill down to detect these deep-rooted beliefs that are back. So thank you for that, Lou. And then we're going to try. We're doing a number of amazing things, folks, and we appreciate you. We have a lot of comments in, and we're bringing those up. Bring that up. We're going to bring back the screen, and we're going to bring up Layla Llewellyn. Layla, thank you for joining us. Mention where you're joining us from, and hopefully we can get you and your thoughts about challenging beliefs. Welcome. Okay, as we try to minimize Olu and bring it, we have a lot of stuff going on, folks, and this is we are experimenting and we're pushing the limits, we're pushing the technology. So just minimize, not literally, but we made the screen small. Layla, if you are still there and you may, that's okay. We have a number of comments on screen, the conference room. So let's see what we have. Let's comment here, law of vibrations, flowers, everything is either growing or it's. So as we kind of wrap up, the question is, are you growing or are you disintegrating or going back? You're disintegrating or staying in place. Now's the time that are keeping you in one place. I want to appreciate the folks who stepped out of their comfort zone, us here on stage, and I'm going to be calling on a number to have your turn at joining us on stage, stepping out of your comfort zone, trying something new. That I'll mention, I saw on LinkedIn where Olu, first time I've seen it, is having his own event this Saturday at 8. Quickly, what is the name of it?
All right. So thank you, Stanley. It's just an
Make
event
it
that
quick.
came from, yeah, a lot of the things that we've been going through. So I just want us to see if we can rub our minds and come up with ideas for anything that we can do to make a change in the world. No pretenses, no expectations, just
Good.
rubbing minds. Thank you.
Great. All right, so we're doing that 8 p.m. Eastern time this Saturday. I'm actually going to be there. He said one day maybe I'll have you and Ed, because he does business with both Ed and I, Ed Samuel, our career coach. And I said, well, look, why not be? He wanted to test everything. And let's fix it as we. And so I'll be there on with them on Saturday. And let's give some support to him and all of you, Farrellyn on TikTok and social media. The world needs you, but there's a lot of negativity on social media. It can make the difference in terms of spreading, the inner strengths and the skills that can make a difference in the world. So I want to thank each and every one of you back and close things out with our folks on the phone lines. We're managing so much. It is uncomfortable, but it is. Folks on the phone line. So I want to thank you all for being. I see Danielle Spencer doing stories now and sharing quotes, and she's stepped out there. Sam Dove, good to see you. Claudia Naismith, Margaret Golding, thanks for joining us, and Marie and Dr. Ekman, Peg Kowalski, Caroline Zuru, and Layla, you're on the phones. Okay, we're gonna get you back up on the screen. Greg Jones, good to see you. Janice Stosto, and everyone else, make it a fantastic day. We hope to see you. Feel free to message me or email if you'd like to step up on the platform as well. Everyone, and we really appreciate us. So go to our studio and our folks who have joined us on LinkedIn. So many of you, so many comments. Appreciate you. For Olu is Saturday 8 p.m. This Friday, Leslie 10 p.m. 10 a.m. I'm sorry, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Or that will be the so a lot of the things that we on Think and Grow Rich, because if we're going to think and grow rich, we have to change the way we're thinking, what we're believing, matic. So appreciate all of you. Layla, you know what? We let the phone lines go, but we're still on across the 3 platforms. So we'll give you an opportunity. Layla, can you hear us okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Thoughts?
Okay, good morning.
Yes. Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, Power Thinking family.
Great.
For some strange reason, I my screen froze and I couldn't hear anything, so I switched to the phone line. But my whole thought about challenging beliefs is, and thanks, Stan, for providing this platform. I believe that if we have gratitude, think about things that we're thankful for, like you encourage us to do, Stan, And I like to implement mindfulness in this. So I meditate and I think about things that I'm grateful for and things that I would like to change in my life. So thank you for allowing me to share.
Thank you, Layla, consistently being with us. And I mentioned this, but Layla is in California. So right now it's, and she, she's usually joining us, 4 from California. So that speaks about power thinking. We appreciate you, and George and Olu and Farrellyn and Carla who joined us on the phone lines. We really appreciate your coming. I'm real excited about what we're embracing the technology that in some ways, maybe destroying minds, but we want to leverage this. We can build on Pi and not go backwards, disintegrate. So if you're not a power thinking member in terms of being, we're going to be activating our chat function probably sometime within the next 24 to 48 hours. We have other functionality there. These videos will be available, or the videos, but certainly the audio on the app as well. Thank you, George, Farrellyn, Olu, Layla, Carla, and everyone else. And we really appreciate with us and on Facebook. Thank you so much. And we will see you hopefully this evening, 9:30 p.m.